Yay! Have a good night. Oh, and Kathleen's not going to be here tonight. Oh wow. And that was that in 15 or 16? Huh, that's interesting. that merge I was trying to tell you about? Filter. Oh. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Jen, it's Dee. There's Ed.
Is that Ann?
Can you hear me, Ed?
Yeah.
Hey,
I hear Ann
how's
and Ed.
It's coming through. Okay.
Okay. I don't know why my video's not working.
my mic keeps muting by itself, so I'm not sure about that either.
I hear you, but I don't see you talking.
Oh my
Who, me?
goodness.
You talking to me, Ed, or somebody else?
I was talking to Ann, and you
Ann, you don't see me?
I see Ann Wilson, but there is no movement. She hasn't moved. I got
Am I moving?
not a thing like that. Ken, are you going okay? Yeah, I see him.
Hey, can you guys see me?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Awesome.
All I see is Ed.
I can only see Ed. I don't see Dwayne. I see Ann now.
Yeah,
Okay, y'all can't see me, right?
No.
no,
Okay.
but I think Ann's husband screwed up the computer.
Hey, can you see me
He's
now?
downstairs with his guitar. He has nothing to do with this. There's Dwayne, and
Yes,
Denise
I'm
still
here.
has her video off.
No, I'm working on it.
Turn it on.
Hi, Ann.
I did something and mine came on, but I don't know what I did.
Well, what's wrong with mine?
Lower left corner.
Okay. Now I lost everybody.
We could hear you at least.
Okay, I'll watch what I'm saying. Okay. How is this good stuff? Okay.
How are you feeling, Kent?
Good. Real good.
Thumbs up. Awesome.
Yep. Everything's
Everybody else?
good.
Cool. Everybody else doing good? Everybody ready for the holidays? Can't believe it's Christmas in a week.
I know.
There are no holidays.
It's hard to see that they're still available at this point,
Yeah.
or it's not any different than any other day.
Mm.
You got to
Yeah.
make it different. So
Yeah, it's weird. Weird with no Christmas market. Just really weird.
Now is it working? Oh, I see Ed.
Yeah, you're there.
Am I there now? Jeez,
No.
this looks so. I'm not there. Here I am.
There you are.
You've still got your video turned off.
I
I can see you.
can you
Yeah.
see me?
Yeah.
Can
She's
you-
under Jason Newton in the middle now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'm under.
Oh,
Jason.
yeah. I just noticed
I
that.
turned, yeah, I went to his computer because I don't know what's happening with mine. I got to get to the light too. I don't know what's happening. So,
Yeah, you're dark.
Yeah. Am I dark?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I want to be mysterious, Ed. I'm still dark. Yeah, you can see me a little bit. I'm trying to get into the light.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a drink to that, you know.
Yeah, it's still a little dark, but it's okay. I'm here.
Trying to get the comprehensive plan map up here. There we go.
I'm gonna turn this light on. Maybe that'll help. Let's see. Let me see if that works a little better. I got a little more light.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's too bright. Wait a minute. Let me try this way. Is that better, Ed? Now you can see me.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We have, are we waiting on anybody else? It's 6. Should we get it going?
Kathleen's not going to be here tonight.
Gotcha.
Do we need
So-
Jason?
I think we're full up. Jason can
Okay.
join if he wants, but
Okay.
Yeah. we're not deciding anything. So
Oh, okay. He's floating around somewhere. So,
All right. Well, cool. It's 6 p.m. Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. And let's call this meeting to order. Roll call. Ed Hoover,
Here.
Denise Newton,
here.
Ann Wilkins.
Here,
Awesome. It looks like that's all we got. Motion to approve the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve it?
I motion to approve the agenda.
second,
Approved. All in favor? Say
Aye.
aye. I don't guess we have any audience business, right, Kent?
not that I know of.
So we're going to the new business, review of the 2016 comprehensive plan, an efficient network.
Okay.
I forgot to put transportation in there on the agenda. Sorry, guys.
That is quite all right.
All right. This is in your comprehensive plan update. We copied the pages. They're basically 27 and onward in your comprehensive plan update. This book, which you all should
Yeah.
have,
Yep.
and it talks about the plan theme, an efficient transportation network. I-70 is it's along the western edge of town. It's the principal east-west corridor through the state of Colorado, so that's why we get all kinds of traffic and congestion on the I-70 network.
Ah, might be us that's doing it.
Oh, there's my case.
It might, Denise, I wonder if it's your other thing that's open. That could be it too.
Okay.
We could mute this one, the one that you're not using maybe.
There you
There,
go.
I muted
Then you can
it.
unmute
Okay.
the one that has the picture on it. There you go.
Is it good?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys hearing anything anymore?
No,
Nope.
perfect.
No,
Okay.
There it's back again.
I'll talk for a little bit. Why don't you go ahead and mute Denise, and then we'll unmute her in a minute or two here.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Is it good? Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right. CDOT, they study and they're trying to add additional lanes, which they're doing right now, causing all kinds of havoc. There's several task forces that are working on the Mountain Corridor Visioning Project, and they still are, but they're getting some things done. The existing street network in Georgetown, it's pretty narrow local streets, and it's in a grid pattern for the most part. The Alvarado Road, Argentine, which becomes Brownell, is really one of the only north-south completely through town, all the way through town. 2 other roads serve as collectors and help facilitate north-south movement, Rose Street and Taos. I would actually say that Main Street also acts as a north-south for quite a bit of the town.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Then it talks about Guanella Pass, which obviously is a major impact on town when it's open. So, and it talks about our location and what causes different types of things. They also say that some targeted circulation improvements, including some route signage, some bus loading zones, and traffic calming measures, would help alleviate the impacts from tourist traffic, tour buses, and Guanella Pass road traffic. I think some of that would. I don't know if all of that would. Both George, and I'm on the right side of the page now, both Georgetown and Clear Creek County own or lease some parking lots, but there's a lack of improvements to serve the number of visitors and residents who are seeking parking in the downtown.
Mhm.
It's just such a big project to do parking in the downtown. I'd ask you guys more questions about that in just a minute or two. Much of the downtown parking is also utilized by residents and business owners, which kind of limits further parking availability. There's a lot of different private parking or public parking, little lots around the downtown that help some, but also kind of constrict things too. They suggest here one method to alleviate traffic congestion and parking problems during peak periods is to initiate a shuttle service.
For what?
Shuttle?
A shuttle?
Oh, yeah.
We tried to do that the last couple of years at Christmas market, but it's limited success. I mean, it does transport some people, but it needs to become much more of a habit to be really successful.
I don't know where they can park,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, there's the event parking down by the lake, but we got it pretty full of millings right now.
They're gone now.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Well, you can drive up the millings and then park on. I'm just kidding.
You know, it's that area for me, it's gone.
Yeah.
For other than residential, you know.
Yeah.
It's there. So unless we can find places to clear out, like on the east side of Argentine down here by the people. I'm sorry, the north or south of 12 or whatever it is. Unless you get that all cleared out, then we can have parking in there. But what else is there?
Yeah, I really think, I know there's been a parking study before,
Yeah.
but some additional parking, even small structures, I think would be helpful.
Well, you
to
know,
add a few lots here and there. Yeah.
you have one setup supposedly, I'm sorry, to use for parking, but it is full of gravel. And
Yeah, it is right now, the event parking. Yeah.
until you like get completely clean out, you don't have any parking.
Yeah, it's limited it some more. You
Yeah.
bet
Anyway,
it has.
um, I
The one thing that has happened, what, go ahead, Ed, I don't mean to cut you off.
no, that's okay. I can't figure out in the years that I've been here, how you can get the parking and you buy it, invest, unless you buy the property and to put it in the parking. And I don't think that the town is that money.
No. No, I mean, it's going to take a pretty big project to do something.
Well, yeah,
And I don't think it should wait until it's like they mentioned in here, a transit center, which is a good idea, but that's a huge amount. I mean, Idaho Springs, with some additional resources than we do, they're really struggling trying to have a transit center on the backside of Minor Street.
it's money.
It's
don't
money.
Yeah.
What do you-
It's
how-
it's big money,
Yeah.
It's
And
not a little bit.
Even if can buy what I see is the land all across from the lake down there, across the highway. How do you afford that for the town?
Yeah.
So
We
Wow.
can't, as a town of 1,000 residents, it can't be this town of 1,000 residents to support that initially, even if there's a payback on the back end. It can't come from just the 1,000 residents.
even if you buy a plot in town, what is that going to cost?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the availability is just not there either.
Well, it's there a little bit, but you would still have to buy it.
Well, you can't, like, what kind of numbers, like, if you take Christmas market, have they done any studies on how many cars per any one busy day it was parked around town? I mean, obviously all the streets back up pretty fast.
I haven't come across that. That's probably a statistic I should probably look for. See if I can come across it if it's in any of the documents. But I haven't come across anything like that.
Yeah, 'cause
Our population swells to at least 2 to 3 times the size during something like Christmas market.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I haven't seen anything as far as number of cars.
Well,
It might have been in that parking study, but I'm not ssure.
if,
I don't remember it.
yeah, if
Well, that's tough too, because then if you take, like Ed said, if you had the land available to buy, to put the parking there, how many times a year is it really utilized? 4th of July, Christmas market, maybe a few other times. That's a tough sell also.
yeah, I
Well, that's where,
when we
go
had,
ahead, Ed.
we had the land out here across the lake with
Yeah.
nothing on it but the land. People would come in and fill up the lots for parking in the occasional, like the bikes. There'd be 30 or 100 cars out there, but you can't do that now.
No, and it's a shame too, because I think we lost a few events
We did.
all that, you know, with the bicycle event up Guanella Pass, that was a great starting area. I guess eventually, what is it, the running race from Georgetown to Idaho Springs, that was a good staging area also. It's a shame to lose, lost that.
Yeah. They were all, they come all around the house here. And now went out to Idaho Springs, but they're gone. So the two major things are gone,
Yeah.
or more, maybe. So unless there's a way to buy properties for the town, I don't see how you can do that and increase the value of the parking, you know?
Well, there's a couple, keep trying to form this as ideas as this comes up. And Jennifer just brought in the parking study, which basically said we have about 180 parking spots. And there's a need, according to county code, of about 500. So, that's 538.
Well, maybe county, we could pay them, but buy land, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what come up as one of the suggestions in the Parks Master Plan, which isn't quite approved yet, but we had a presentation at the Board of Selectmen last week, and the Parks Board has been working on it all year. But is to put in paid parking down at the lake, because the lake is just requiring more and more service as far as trash pickup, as far as law enforcement, as far as other stuff that goes on down there to maintain that. And even a small price for paid parking would help that area. And it would also identify so that the parking doesn't get, you wouldn't have to have paid parking to have identified parking spots, but it could be better managed. But that's not going to help as far as other areas of town.
No.
And we kind of have a little separation. We have events and just the general attraction of the lake and the lagoon area. And then we have our downtown area. And then we have City Park and Whirland Park area, which visitors do visit as well as the creek area throughout town, or the trails that, Rutherford Trail up at the one end of town. I think one key that has happened in the last 5 years is that the county bus system has actually become a reality. So there is a way by taking the county bus from one end of town to the other end of town. When they talk about a shuttle, I think there's a lot easier way to actually accomplish that now, whether you have the county bus system kind of fulfill that need, or during high profile events, you use the county bus system or an additional bus within the county bus system for just Georgetown. So I think that's actually becoming closer to reality as an actual shuttle system, just like they've done it a couple times at Christmas market. They've done it through private, but I think that's getting closer to reality, to having that shuttle system actually come about.
And I know we didn't have sorry.
Go ahead, Ann. Go ahead, please.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, when we did the house tours, when we did the house tours, we used a shuttle system, and that seemed to work pretty well. But Loveland gave us those buses, so
right
to get people from the lake downtown, that worked out.
Yeah, whether it's the county bus system or Loveland or the rec center, there's different. I'm kind of attend a group that meets regarding local transportation, and that there is more communication now between those entities, and there's more collaboration about those things happening. So that's helped.
Well, The hotel said they were going to have a shuttle system. Are they still talking about that?
I haven't heard about that, and we'll see once they open if they do, or they're going to try to. I think probably have it so they can transport people to Loveland, but I don't
And
know
they said
where else.
downtown too. They told
Yeah.
me downtown also, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
But as far as parking, I can see, we aren't going to accomplish handling that deficit in parking by just one parking garage.
Yeah,
Because even if you would have a big enough parking garage, not everybody will use it. They'll want to park
Exactly.
close to downtown. They won't want to take the shuttle. People just do their own thing. So
who?
go ahead, Dwayne.
No, go ahead, Ed. You're good. I
I
was just agreeing with you, Kent. It's
was gonna
true. With
say, if the parking structure, who would pay, who would buy for that? Who paid for that?
Well, it would be the town, but I think we could qualify for a grant if it's done right. The other thing that I think, the other tool that we've improved here recently in the last couple of years is having that sidewalk put in on Argentine
Oh, yeah.
so that
Heck yeah.
the downtown is connected to the roundabout area.
That's right.
We need to have a good sidewalk from the roundabout area out towards the lake.
Yeah, that's getting
it's-
dangerous in the evening. It's amazing now that those other new apartments opened up, how many people are walking on that road in the evening. At least they're, got their phone light on or something, but it's pretty sketchy.
It is, and I've talked with the property owner to try to get some sort of path. It's just a path at this point, not a
Yeah.
formal trail, but just something off the road so that people can walk. And then they'll end up walking through the townhomes or through the parking lots of those condos, which isn't the best thing, but
Yeah.
it's better than walking on Argentine, that's
Right.
for sure.
Well, yeah, originally I thought with the condos, that's closer right next to the hotel. I thought with all those that they were supposed to put a bike path in that followed the lake around, because
They
that
will.
would you across the little bridge and then over to I guess it kind of connects to the little trail behind that pops out at Cooper's, which if you can get people to take that, it would also be nice.
You probably could in the summer, but not in the winter, or it'd be
Yeah.
less so in the winter.
Which is why I
Yeah.
think more people
And that
are
trail will
using
go
that.
in. That trail will go in. Once they get as they get closer to getting all the townhomes done, as they get the apartment buildings done. But so some of these tools kind of work hand in hand. If you're going to have a parking structure, you need to have good pedestrian network near it, and you need a shuttle. So those two tools are getting closer to being better in place. And then we can target, how do we do a parking structure, or do we do a small parking structure, start biting off chunks? I don't know. That'll take all you smart people to say whether that's a good idea or not. I don't know. But I just see a big structure that might be overwhelming. I don't know. And whether it would be effective. So
I don't know.
you were on that.
I don't think we have the attraction to justify the parking structure like you would down in Idaho Springs. Maybe
Right.
then. I don't think not up here.
Well, some of the other things, I think the hotel is going to be, we'll see how that changes things. If it change, I assume some things will change because of the hotel.
Maybe.
I also know because of this current thing, you know, the COVID thing for this year, next year, probably for another 2 years or so, we're going to get a lot of traffic because people are going to take more trips closer to home. And because people won't or can't get on an airplane for their trips, they're going to take a lot more shorter trips, and there'll be a lot more people coming up the hill from the metro area to here.
Well,
I don't
we
know
have-
if you guys see that this year or not.
I do, I look at it's a lake right from where I am. And there are more and more and more people coming on
Yeah.
the lake.
That was crazy this year. You know, and that was one thing you mentioned too, Kent, with the possibilities of charging at least some kind of lake use fee or something. It's amazing how many people, either different people that I've chatted with, that are amazed that nothing that they can just come and park for free, but then also too other more local people that, you know, you're giving out something for free, but then it costs to keep, you know, to maintain it and keep it clean and organized. I wouldn't know the best answer to that, but at some point it's got to become some sort of an issue.
Well, and it's, you know, we've had to put in the wildlife trash containers, which takes longer to maintain. And we've had to put in more of them. And it's still way too much trash around the lake. We have volunteer groups go a couple times a year to clean up the lake, and it's not often enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if any of you walk around the lake on a regular basis, I'm sure you've seen it where it's, depending on the weekend you go, the trash problem that's around the lake, and people just, there's too many folks. It's just like, you know, while at Disneyland, you know, they say a trash container needs to be within 20 feet in order for the person to actually put the trash in the trash can.
Crazy.
And we don't have that many trash cans around the lake, but that would be too many. But there's still weekends where it is overflowing, the actual
Yeah.
trash containers.
Well, the trash can, you know, and also too the parking, people going up when we were working on a house just up from there. We had a person pull in the front yard, like at the front yard of the house. And they're like, you know, they kind of looked and were like, you can't really park. I mean, you're in somebody's front yard. I mean, it's a construction site too, but
Yeah.
and their idea was, well, we're parking across the street, and it's like, I can't tell you where
Yeah.
you can or can't park. You just can't park on private property. So, you know, too, if you start charging, then are people going to do that? Or are they just going to drive someplace else and park on a back road? And,
Yep.
you know, it makes it tough without at least having authority to watch over it, which, you know, they stay busy too.
Well, and Ed, I don't know if you've already had that problem, but I've had several complaints of people living along Clear Creek on that side of the lagoon and people parking in front of their house or in their driveways, coming up and using stuff in their yard. There was
Really?
someone who took a kayak off the porch and
Really?
used it.
I,
There's someone else who used the barbecue grill on somebody's porch
Yeah.
on Clear Creek.
I haven't.
I
seen-
had
I mean-
somebody walk up my front stairs and into my backyard looking for the Notch Trail. You know, people will be people.
Well, you brought him out a cup of tea, didn't you, Ann?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Kent, I'm often wondered why we don't open up the south end of that lake for anything. You
Well,
know?
I think there's a good stretch of that from the bridge over a little ways to where they kind of added the beach access point. I think that's all private property.
No, it isn't. It's our
It's
country.
actually the towns.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some of it is private property, but there's a connection that's all the town property.
So why
And
it's not open, basically?
there's going to be in the Parks Master Plan, a little trail so that people stay on the town property. And that's one house I know they've gone up and used the porch as their own personal sitting place. um, keep them off of private property. But basically connect from the pedestrian bridge over to where that little beach area is.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
it
that'd
doesn't
be-
go up the whole east side of the lagoon. It stops basically where the houses start.
Yeah.
But just to connect that, you know,
Well, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
when
there
there
was
is,
a few parking spaces off of Clear Creek Drive that allow people to park there.
yeah, that's what I was
So-
gonna say, that they did a nice job on that. There's probably what, 3 or 4 spots there. But
Yeah.
then too, where the footbridge is that legal to park over there in that whole area right there? I mean, usually you get the people that are gonna 4-wheel up Saxon that park their trailers there. So I kind of always assumed that it was non-private
We have
property.
fishermen. We have fishermen parked there. There's actually Rose Street right away is right next to the creek beyond the Creek House condos. And actually I'm working with the homeowners association there. They're going to repave their parking lot
Oh,
and we're going to work it out. So there's a couple spaces for public parking right at the pedestrian bridge because there's the fishermen park there, especially when the fish are spawning all the time
Oh, heck.
right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, uh,
Shall we
I-
move on?
yeah.
I need to hesitate just a little bit longer. I'm sorry, Ed. I keep cutting you off. I don't mean
Yeah,
to.
I was thinking of saying something, but it's gone.
I gotta keep my
Been
mouth
there.
closed. Sorry. Is there any other questions or concerns regarding the background that's in this comprehensive plan update? And then they came up with basically 5 trends or issues. And then the key strategies and priority actions to try to meet that, which is this page,
Right.
which is page 28.
Yeah.
It was in your packet, but it's also in the booklet. The first one is impact of I-70 corridor on the community. It's really working with CDOT and the priority actions. There's a couple of them that are kind of interesting. They have a priority action of ensure that the 106 programmatic agreement is implemented, and that's more dealing with DRC review of deals with our historical district, and so that if any project comes up, then it's actually reviewed by the town, and actually the DRC reviews it at various times if there's a specific project proposal. And they also have Annex I-70 right away, which I'm kind of, it's one way or the other regarding that. It's not as much of urgency as that I see. And then it says work with CDOT to investigate the relocation of the Georgetown to Silverton Trail.
That's
Just
the
so
bike
that
trail?
it doesn't, that's the bike trail. As the Gateway project gets completed on the west side of Argentine, then the bikes can go, that's part of the Peaks to Plains Trail, so that you could ride your bike all the way from Loveland Pass all the way down to the plains. There's lots of places that still need to be done. Jeffco has a lot of work to do up Clear Creek Canyon. But for our location, I think this is really addressing the, so that the bike trail doesn't go through the Loop Railroad parking lot. It would avoid that and come down. And then the section that we just did on the Gateway project, we are going to concrete the bike trail, which is going to be on the side closer to I-70 for that little stretch between 11th and Loop Drive. And then there'll be a little bit of, on the side of Loop Drive, there'll be a asphalt bike lane for the people going up to Loop Drive. I mean, going up to the railroad. But that's all that stuff. And then it says work with CDOT to address drainage and visual impacts of the fill slope. You notice the various pipes that come out of the fill slope. Most of them are actually dry. There's hardly any water that comes through it. The one that actually has water come through it is the one furthest south. But it's watching so it doesn't erode the fill bank there. Or like when we had the power line moved, there was a boulder still left. I always called it the Wile E. Coyote boulder because it looked like to me it was just sitting just right. And if somebody pushed it just a little bit, it would come down the slope. And CDOT actually had a team come out and break it up a little bit. So it's just watching for those various things. There has been boulders that have come down the slope over the years, hasn't there, Ed?
I think so.
I think a couple different times they have.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of the CDOT and I-70, what do we know what the hell the plans are for widening the highway?
Well, there's some scuttlebutt as soon as this project's done. I mean, they have the Floyd Hill project to do, which is going to be, they'll have extra lanes to Floyd Hill, and then they'll have the Peak Pier shoulder lanes starting at Happy Valley, which is that little cutoff to Central City.
Yeah.
All the way to Empire Junction.
Right.
They'll have the Peak Pier shoulder lanes. Well, they'll have the Floyd Hill project for the little gap, which is going to be really expensive. It's going to be $500 million at least, I think. Whether they go through the hill or build on the side of the hill for the extra lane. But now there's scuttlebutt a little bit. How are they going to extend the Peak Pier shoulder lane to our exit or even up, Georgetown Hill, up past Silver Plume?
Yeah, that's a major problem.
It'll be a major project. Be big money.
Yeah.
But see, right now with the Peak Pier shoulder lanes, you have the stoppage right now at Floyd Hill. Once the shoulder lanes, express lanes are in, it'll just move it a few miles up the hill, and then you'll still have the big backup. But I mean, it's going to take a decade or two to get these projects done, I would expect.
Yeah. Well,
don't you, Ed?
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to figure out how would they approach our hill here, and what is going to happen to the town?
They haven't said. There's been no discussion of that yet.
It's gonna be a problem, I'll tell you that. Whatever. I don't think I'll ever see it.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, if we still work along highway or are doing things today, as long as that's not wasted for the do more work in the highway, taking out all the they gotta have more property coming this way mm, toward town on a main highway. So if we try to do something there for our south, our part of the town, is it going to be gone for a week? How it work and how they work on the highway?
I think there'll be enough room until you get to Georgetown exit.
Yeah,
And then that's Georgetown exit and going up the hill. And the only way I see that is they'll have to go into the hill. And maybe that that turn off a little bit, change that turn off, the lookout, the viewing lookout, you know, that for the eastbounders.
Yeah, that's a long project, you know.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
It's not going to be anytime soon because they just completed this, you know, the wall up at Silver Plume that kind of constricts it at that point,
yeah.
you know. So the next issue is Guanella Pass road traffic. And they have a strategy of employ traffic calming measures. Whoopee.
What, you're gonna have people going less than 50?
Well, try, you know, or else put a parachute on them. You have to put a parachute on before you go up the hill. So I don't know. I do think design and construct traffic calming measures in the vicinity of Second and Rose, which is right near where Ann lives. I think we need to have that the traffic bump be all the way across the street. It'll slow people a little bit. It won't do it too much. We can't have it too much because of the truck traffic that goes up there.
But either paint it a different color or something so people see it. That would
people see it.
help.
Yeah.
I thought
If it was yellow or something.
Didn't I think that they were going to get rid of the two stop signs on that corner?
Make that stop sign a yield sign at the corner. There is one, it's been under discussion. The other thing is to make the stop sign at Second and Rose, or make that part of Second Street one way or the other way, you know, so you don't have the to cause a problem at the intersection there. But that's not the biggest problem with the intersection, at least what Ann tells me and her husband tells me.
No, nobody stops at those stop
It's
signs, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, might as well make it a yield sign.
Yeah.
But slow them down is the big complaint. So.
Well, that's a 90-degree turn at the bottom, so they gotta go anywhere.
No, they don't. Trust me. They don't slow.
Well, okay.
But that's still a work in progress to try to get, we do need stuff at Second and Rose.
Yeah.
We've established a permit for truck hauling. So that's the first thing that we've actually done. We do have permits required.
Yep.
Can I ask a question about that? Does that
Sure.
stop the semis from going up there? Because there's always semis going up there.
It depends. It doesn't stop them unless they get stopped without it. But most of the time, Excel works fairly well as far as notifying us when trucks.
But I've had trucks go up to the switchback and then back all the way down because they shouldn't have been there.
Oh. I've known of a couple of those. I haven't known of very many, but that won't stop that type of thing. No, that won't stop. It won't stop them. And then there's the trouble of trying to get them to back up to get a place where they can turn around.
Right.
And then they break our fire hydrant, which they did at 7th and
Or the
Rose.
Or the pink house on the corner.
Or, yeah, just take out a little bit of the house. So
Mhm.
it's urban renewal. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding if someone sees this on videotape or whatever. Um,
You're gonna be all over YouTube now.
yeah, I know. And then the third action is work with the U.S. Forest Service in Clear Creek County and explore the potential for shuttle service to accommodate Guanella Pass. As busy as Guanella Pass has been each summer, it's getting more and more just like our lake. I bet
Yes.
that's gonna, and they're gonna start, the Forest Service is talking about starting to issue permits for walking up
Beardstad.
Bierstadt and Grays and Tories and all that. Because it is getting very crowded up there. I don't go up there on the busiest weekends, but I don't know if any of you have or not.
Yeah, the ones that I had ridden up there, it was so bad. The sheriff was up there, and literally people just stopped and parked on the last couple of switchbacks going up, and it was at a dead stop from cars coming both ways. They were just stopped, and the sheriff was writing tickets, and people were yelling at him to do. And he's like, I mean, what am I going to do? He was writing tickets, so it was crazy how packed it was.
Well, and our police department has gone up there and written tickets as well,
Yeah.
on a couple different occasions. So, but that might give greater impetus or greater incentive to have a collaboration project to do a transit center, if that would become reality, that they'd want a shuttle service to go up Guanella, especially if you're hiking up Bierstadt or Tories or something.
Yeah, for sure, for Bierstadt, because the thing of it is, it's, I mean, 5 years ago you could bike up there and it wasn't too crazy. Now you're putting your life in your hands if you want to bike up there on a weekend. Just, I mean, it's been, what, 20 miles an hour all the way up there, and yeah, people are doing 40, 50 miles an hour up there.
Well, it's just too many, is
Yeah.
what it is. It's too much volume. And then some people
You know,
are
with the
avoiding I-70 traffic to get over to Grant and get over to 285.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ann, cut you off there.
No, I was just going to say, even with the road closed, I've counted 80 cars at the Silver Dollar Lake parking lot with that went up. So even in the winter, it's bad. 80
Yeah.
cars. There's no room for 80 cars up there.
No, not at Silver Dollar. No.
Yeah. We could talk about bringing the wolves down. They
The what down?
They want to bring all these wolves in from the north.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get a lot of wolves up there,
Keep the tourists down.
That's
Sorry.
Any other questions or concerns or comments or anything else we should put in? Think of this when we get to the end here. As far as should we change any of these strategies or priority actions?
No, I think the shuttle service, I mean, if that was possible, would be great. And then also, too, it gives people a reason. But then you kind of need the parking. Then you're back to the parking garage or some sort, which bigger picture stuff, yeah, it would be great. But then it's still tough, too, with the shuttle service. If you don't have the parking close to the stored part, you're right. People want to do their own thing. Yeah, it's tough without making it a one-stop shop that, people can park their car, jump in a shuttle, go do Bierstadt, come walk around town, get in their car and their leave.
Yep.
A couple of trips off and on the shuttle and people are just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Well, they do it in other locations. They do it for other national parks and I don't know if you visited any national parks that have that kind of system.
No,
it does work in other locations. So.
Gotcha.
Maroon bells.
Yeah, true. I was like the one time, yeah, you're right. It 100% works there.
What, Kent, what is how far does our liability go up?
I don't have a good answer for that. I don't think it would go up tremendously.
I think
Um,
so. So why is that our problem up on the mountain?
Oh, it's not our problem, but it goes through our town. And
Well, and
so part of
yeah.
it becomes our problem.
Yeah.
Well,
Traffic.
and benefit from it's the key right there. You know, if it, and that's kind of what I was saying too. It's not that I don't think the shuttle system wouldn't work. It's just, you know, if the people are coming back through town on a shuttle, when they get to their car, then are they going to want to go and visit the historic part? Or is it possible, and there's enough shuttles that if they get off in town, can they get back on when they're done? I mean, I think the logistics of that, if you work that out, then for sure. But keeping the traffic off, you know, I think most people, if they repeat doing Bierstadt or going up to that area, have to get pretty burnt out on the parking situation. You know, when you're walking, you know, a pretty good distance down the street or up the street before you ever get to start your hike.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any parking down here anyway.
No, it's back to the parking again, which, you know, if you're doing a shuttle system, if you had the lake, yeah, that's tough.
We'll have to put a donation bucket at Ann Wilkins' house. And so we can have that
I
for the
thought
parking structure.
I thought that's where the toll booth was gonna be.
The toll booth, yes, the toll booth there, yeah.
And then you could slow people down too while they're going up.
Right.
That's what the beer stands for.
Big problem up there, you know.
The next issue is the lack of regional and local transit. It says improve and integrate multimodal transit into the community. They have again, priority action, develop the 4-acre town lease lot in Argentine as a transit center. And then develop a shuttle bus system. And I think, like I said, I think that's with the county bus system, that's becoming more closer to reality. It's getting there. But with all these other issues, as we come along with it, you can see how they kind of all, part of the answer for this question is this, you know.
Yeah. The county bus, the little one that we have come around, I think probably 4 times, 6 times, thereabout, it come behind my house and down across the bridge on the lake. So, but is that thing making any money?
It's actually, they stopped charging and they have it free now. And their ridership is continuing to go up.
Oh,
So there are people that are using it, and there are traveling back and forth between Idaho Springs and Georgetown.
Okay.
And now they just started a second bus that makes a trip from Idaho Springs to the
El
stores, or El Rancho exit, and the stores there, you know, at the Evergreen exit. So
Yeah, I see one every day, 3 or 4 times a day or more. Come right down across the bridge. Sorry, the bridge. So it's busy as far as I see it, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and there are people riding it.
okay.
So limited visitor parking, they have priority actions. That's what we've been talking about already. Probably the key one within that is update the Georgetown, Colorado parking study. Again, that's, some choices that we would have to make. So, but with any of them, could be a big ticket project to actually get more parking or even a small parking center done. And then lack of coordinated transportation system improvements. They just state prepare a detailed functional transportation plan. So there we go. And then we go to the page that Jennifer sent to you. As far as the gold worksheet, this one, which is what, just going over these, it puts them all in a list, and whether we've accomplished these or not. This one, there's not a lot that's been accomplished. There's been a couple that some things have been done, but some of these are big projects. They wouldn't have been done in 5 years from the comprehensive plan update. So unless we had all the money in the world. So, but it's all the things we've talked about. Work with CDOT, annex I-70 right away south, work with CDOT in Clear Creek County to relocate the Georgetown to Silver Plume Trail, work with CDOT to address drainage on the fill slope, design and construct traffic calming measures in the vicinity of 2nd and Rose, establish a permit for truck hauling, which we've actually accomplished, work with the Forest Service in Clear Creek County if there's going to be a shuttle along Guanella, work with Clear Creek County to implement the Prospector bus, which has actually been done, develop the 4-acre town lease lot on Argentine as a transit and parking center, shuttle bus system to circulate visitors from the transit center to downtown, the lake, the loop. Sign, resurface, and delineate town and county-owned parking lots to improve visibility and capacity. Update the parking study. Purchase the transit center site and construct a parking garage. And prepare a detailed functional transportation plan. So there's a couple that have been done. There's several that are really big tickets. And then there's a couple others that probably could be done. Do you have any priorities that would be important to you, or anything that staff should direct their efforts to?
I would wonder why, or what, when the getting that parking area clean that can be used.
Well, as we put those millings on the roads, it'll get cleaned up. We're also expand that. We're in the process of, that probably happened while you were on the board, Ed.
Yeah.
Where the town purchased the lots, or has a lease purchase plan for basically all the lots between where that parking is.
Yep.
And where the helipad is.
Yeah.
Where the helicopter landing pad is. And there was 8 lots that we acquired title to here recently. We pay so much per year, and then every few years we get the title to more of the lots. Now the lots are small, but
yeah, but
now that we own them, we will be able to make improvements or keep making that a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So if you get rid of all the material that you for the roads, so would you thinking 6 months or a year, that whole area will be ready for parking?
I don't think it'll just be 1 year. I
Okay.
mean, the last time it got filled up, it took a few years for it to go. It'll go down,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I can see it, you know, it had been good, you know, for use then, but whatever. So,
Okay. Any other concerns, comments, complaints regarding the list or any other directions?
You know my feelings.
I do, Ann. So, yes.
I wish the town had endless money to do all the cool stuff that,
Yeah.
But
We
yeah,
got
just
to
keep,
do what we can.
exactly.
What we'll do is, now that we've gone through every category, is we'll have a summary sheet for you to review and for you to either approve or make some sort of recommendation for the Board of Selectmen to approve. Now that we've gone through this entire update, and we'll have some sort of document for you to review of what you guys have recommended over the several months, and as an update to the update. And we'll do that for this time, this review of this.
What happened there?
Ken
It froze up.
It
Nice.
froze.
It's pretty cold out.
Okay, technical difficulties. Um, he's talking, but you guys can't hear him, so I don't know.
Yeah, there he is.
Okay,
There
now
he
I'm there.
Okay.
Every meeting at 7 o'clock, somebody turns on something and my screen freezes. So
Crazy.
every single meeting, every night, it freezes at 7 o'clock.
That's crazy.
That is.
So I ran out of time. You know, that the sands in the hourglass,
Yeah.
you know, are all done. So. But we'll have a document for you guys to approve and recommend as an update, and I'll just freshen it up, and it'll be basically these last 4 pages in the comprehensive plan, the worksheet, the matrix.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
have an update to it and allow you guys to make any additional comments over all the categories. And then we'll take it from there. Basically just update what's been done, what looks like could be done sooner, or what could take a lot more time to get done. So.
Okay.
Any questions, concerns, comments, complaints?
No, it's a good meeting.
Very informative.
Just make sure you approve the minutes before you go.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the November 18th, 2020 meeting minutes?
I wasn't here, but I will move to approve those minutes.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And all right, move the meeting to be adjourned. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You guys have a great-
Everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Yes. See you guys.
Go play your harp, Ed.
I can wait. Not much longer though, I'll tell you.
Miss you.
I had to get the beer coming. You know,
You got it.
so.
Good night, all.
Good night.